Going to review the new Racket Quest String Sense. We've been using it for a number of years, and we've had some interest in other people wanting them. Initially, it was our intent to have these built in quantity and have them on our site and sell them. However, the market just isn't that huge, to be honest with you. It doesn't make a lot of sense to spend a lot of money manufacturing something. So we're manufacturing it ourselves. Everything we've made so far, we've been done here, and that's what we intend to do going forward. We're going to make all the components we possibly can here. We have three 3D printing machines. We're printing all of the composite parts. We have to buy the metal. Unfortunately, we can't print metal yet. Probably never will. But nonetheless, what we have tried to do initially with this device is to make it very, very accurate, all mechanical, and not incredibly expensive. Matter of fact, we wanted to keep the price down to $100, and that's exactly what we're going to do going forward. If anybody wants one of these, it's going to be $100. We'll make it and we'll ship it out. Probably will not be on our website page to purchase via the store, because I just don't think the market is that big for it. However, if it does increase, then we will put it up and make it easier to buy. But in the meantime, if you have any interest in the String Sense, text us, email us, tell us you want one. We'll get one out to you, or build you one if we are out of stock, and we will bill you somehow. Okay, that's about as simple as I can make it. But the machine itself is simple. It is a two-spring system. You have a spring here. Okay, that is a die spring, and it's 120 pounds per inch. Okay. The other spring is this. This is a spring. Okay, you can see it moving up and down, just like a spring. So we have two springs in series, and you're going to give us a number back after so much deflection. The number they give us is pounds per inch. The number we're going to give you is going to be pounds. We're going to take all the rest of that stuff out of the equation for you, and we're going to do it in pounds for you. On the top of the device, this is a contact pod, by the way. The contact pod is the same for every device, even though it may have a different stop pad. The contact pod is exactly the same. The contact pod has a little bump here that goes into the string to keep it from rotating. We'll get to that in just a bit later. But on the top of the pod, there went my second spring. Don't want to lose it. Top of the pod are very accurate numbers relative to how many turns you make. Okay, and that's where you come in. You have to be able to count. Okay, I know you can. I know you're very, very smart. You have to be able to count at least to 20. All right. After that, you're sort of on your own. We bring out the calculator and away you go. And speaking of calculator, we do have a smartphone app that we recommend you use, and we'll get to that in a minute and show you exactly how it functions. But it is online, and to use it on your phone, you download an app that's called Open As App, and within that platform there are our two apps. Okay, the string bed stiffness frequency and the string bed string bed stringing frequency, sorry, and the string bed stiffness numbers. Okay, so the two of those are in there, and they'll run on Android or iOS, doesn't matter. But there is a little more precise in this, but this will give you an immediate number based on the number of turns that you're going to see in just a moment. Okay, if I quit talking, we're going to see it. Okay, the activator shaft is this, and this is the diameter and the area of a tennis ball flattened as you hit it. That's why it's this dimension. This is a little button that sticks up that goes into the string so it doesn't rotate. We don't want anything rotating except this. This is the activator. We want you to rotate that. This is where you have to come in and learn how to count, or remember how to count to 20. I know you all know how to do it already, but we'll have a refresher course on counting to 20. What essentially it happens, and I'm sitting down, so I'm not going to be exactly in the middle. The activator shaft goes in the racket pretty much in the center to start. You can move it around any place you want. Okay, it doesn't matter. Any place this pod will fit. That's a good point. Let me just pull that out and show you. Any place this pod will fit, okay, you can take a stiffness reading. Okay, any place. But for the time being, we're going to concentrate on the center of the racket, and over the center of the racket, over the activator shaft, goes the pod. The pod sits down, and you can see it doesn't rotate because the button is between the strings and it can't rotate. Then the spring goes in all the way to the bottom, and hopefully you can see this okay. And then the activator itself drops onto that shaft. Okay, it drops on, and it's designed to drop on exactly where it needs to be to start your rotation. Here comes the counting again. However, to make it a little more precise, or I like to feel what's going on. If you just run your finger over the activator shaft and the activator, that needs to be fairly flush. That's what we're trying to make sure it's more and more accurate, and then we'll get to the software application in just a minute. But once you have that together, there is a stop sign at the bottom. This red thing is what I call a stop sign. That's because it's 8-sided like a stop sign and it's red. Okay? Doesn't get any simpler than that for me. On the stop pad there is a raised little bump here, and that will be probably yellow or white depending on which way it was when we made them. But we want that directly under the opening in the activator shaft. Okay? So that's a reference. Okay, that's what I need. I need a reference when I start counting, so I don't forget where I was. Okay, you can use anything you want, but I want you to be accurately counting. Okay, so what you're going to do now, and I'm going to stand up to do this because it's easier. So it is easier for me. And you simply have this all lined up and you begin to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 3, and that began to grab the stop sign. You just see it move ever so slightly. And as soon as that moves, that's when you stop. Okay? This has a brake pad on it, very aggressive brake pad. and what do we do? 16.2. Okay, we go to here 16 and 16.5. So split the difference. So 46.8, 42.8, 43, and 47. So about 45, about 45 pounds is the string bed stiffness of this racket. So that is the number. Okay, 45 pounds. And you can see, maybe you can see the deflection of the string where that pod is. Okay, so we're deflecting about 40 square inches of the string bed. This is very, very similar to the blah blah RDC in terms of that area in which it is flexing the string. Then after that, it's just simply a matter of removing this and putting it away. We don't put ours away, therefore it is all bonded together. And if you're using it in a shop, we would recommend you bond it all together so you don't have things moving around. However, if you are going to be using this as a player, taking it to the club with you, this is the way it all works. All this comes out, the pad, the contact pod is exactly the same, every one of them. But into that you can put the stuff, the components in there. And there will be a little bag, so you put this in a bag, you take it to the club with you. Or you put it in your pants pocket, whatever is bigger, okay? So you take it to the club or wherever you're going. If you're going to a cocktail party or something, you want to show off your string sense device, take it with you. Set right up on the table while you're enjoying a nice dinner. Okay? Put it right up on the table and say, this is what I do, okay? This is fabulous. So when you get to where you're going, dinner party or whatever, you can just put this all back together and away you go. It's a little cumbersome if it's not glued together. That's why ours are all glued together. But there it is. It's ready to impress your friends and learn something. This is not to impress your friends, because this space, if it were, it would be covered with electronics and it would be $1,000 or less, or maybe 500 or something like that. But the idea behind this was accuracy and having it mechanical, not electrical in any way. I love electricity. Don't misunderstand me. I dig it. I think electric things are fantastic. But this one, we just wanted to make it as mechanical as we possibly could. There's nothing more accurate than the two-spring system. And the algorithms that we used on the software are in accordance with the non-linearity of a string bed stiffness. By non-linearity, I mean it's not a straight line from 0 to 80. It's a curve. So the algorithm is such that it shows that accurately as you apply more load to the string bed, which is this. Okay. So let's take a look at the software. This is my phone, so I'm not sure what else you're going to see on here. Nothing important, I'm sure. This is Open as App, right there. Open as App. You open that, and our app is already up because we use it every day. But this is what the app looks like. Okay, that's not the correct racket, nor is that the correct string, but you can add that, put it in as you want. This is the number. Not that we took with this one. I think we did 16.2, 16.2, and the string bed stiffness is 42.9. 42.9 pounds, 19.5 kilos. Okay? So if that were 16, it would be 46.8 pounds. If it were 15, 4, 52.9 pounds. So it all relates to the number of turns to get this to move. And it just needs to move just enough to tell you to stop. That is the correct number of turns. So stop sign, stop pad, activator, software. Okay? So we recommend highly that you use the software, the smartphone software. But if you don't have it, don't want to, don't have a smartphone, like smart people, some don't have smartphones. Okay? The numbers on here are going to be quite accurate. Okay? So don't worry about it. But the application is a good one. So if you want one of these, contact us at 407-491-4755 or go to our website, racketquest.tennis, and tell us you want one. Give us all the shipping information that we should have to get it to you, and we'll send you a Zelle Venmo invoice or something of that nature by email. So we have to have your email address, and we'll get one out to you. And we hope you enjoy it. It works well. It's important to know what your string bit stiffness is for your own satisfaction, plus being able to communicate it to your racket technician. So thank you very, very much for watching, and we will look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.